Good evening, friends. It's Saturday, September 8th, coming at you with your nightly update on Robert. I have not been able to reach Melanie today. I hope that she is getting some rest because she has to work in the morning. After talking with Robert last night, I took kind of the day off of social media today. Well, most of it anyway. I did jump on this afternoon, and I got my warning. Facebook is going to be kicking me soon, so that's exciting. And interesting because the last 3 nights when I have logged on to do these video updates, I've had some warnings on Google that I have to verify myself and re-sign in and double verify. So I should probably go update the Rumble account because I don't know how long this one's going to be on here. After talking with Melanie yesterday, sounds like they have really worked out a budget for Robert's meals. So it is costing, I think she said $90 a week for him to eat in there, which is kind of crazy being he's getting such crap food. But now we kind of know a number, and I'm not sure if we're going to need to do some more fundraising there for that GoFundMe. I know we are still trying to get some help with an attorney to try and get him out early, guys. We got to keep fighting. We can't just let him sit in there for 6 months and then throw a party when he gets out and decide, okay, it's good, he's out now, because the fact that he ever was in there to begin with is something that we can't let go. We've got a couple of good, important court dates coming up. It sounds like Ammon does have a court date coming up at the beginning of November. I'm going to mess up these dates. Somebody's going to have to send me a link to a calendar. We need a calendar. So we've got court dates coming up, and after talking with Robert, I can't stress to you guys the importance of showing up. We all need to be showing up to these court dates. We don't have the option to not show up because our freedom truly, truly depends on it at this point. If we don't show up, we're giving consent. If we're not showing up saying we don't agree with what is going on, we don't agree that they're even being charged for these things to begin with, we're consenting. And I have heard that there are quite a few people coming out of the woodworks now as we are getting closer and closer to this election, saying they want to get involved and they want to throw money at things, and they didn't realize how bad it was. I can't express to you how important it is that you waterboard these people with information of how bad it really is and how they can get involved. Because if they want to get involved, now is the time. They really need to show up and get engaged with. I hate saying flood the courts because the system is broken. I'm sorry, the system is not broken. The system is fixed, and it's fixed against us. But I'm not sure what else we do. I mean, if you look at what happened with those officers that responded poorly to that school shooting, it looks like the people made a big enough stink that those officers did get suspended. So, we need to draw our line in the sand. And I think that line needs to start with things like Sarah Brady, and she never should have been charged. And Marissa, we cannot allow that to happen to moms in the state of Idaho. That cannot be an acceptable form of normal where we live. Allowing officers to tell moms, hand over your baby and you can go on your merry way. That can't be acceptable, and we need to have the masses showing up to say, we don't accept this. I honestly think we're going to get stuck with another term of Brad. And I don't want to live through that, guys. I don't think anybody wants to live through another lockdown 2.0 or 4.0 or whatever we would call it, because It's not okay, but it's coming. And it may not be coming in the form of a lockdown because of coronavirus, but I'm sure they're going to have another emergency or, crisis that's going to require limited use of goods, and it's coming fast. So we need to get organized, and we need to take back our local communities, starting with what's currently in the court system. And so, starting with Robert, send him some letters, guys. The letters are what keeps him going in there. He is reaching out and trying to help anybody that he meets on the inside. And so we need to be reaching out and trying to help people on the outside. And right now we have a couple of people that have court cases coming up that could definitely use some support. So show up. Bring the people that are wanting to get involved in the Bundy campaign. Get them involved, because it's more than just the campaign. It's an actual movement. I hope I didn't offend any of my friends by saying I think we're going to get stuck with another term of Brad. But that's my belief. My belief is that there's corruption beyond the point of something that we can fix with an election. And I think that Ammon truly is our only hope. He would be, it would be a miracle if he won. But the reality is that corruption has been in our voting system for much longer than most people even want to realize or accept. And the chances of him getting in, honestly, are probably pretty high. But with the fraud that's occurring, I don't think it's going to happen. In the primary, we had fraud at the local level. And we had fraud to the point where they were telling poll watchers to leave. And the poll watchers just gave up and left. They didn't stay. They left. So how is that an honest and fair accounting of what happened on election night if the poll watchers just go home and go to bed and they take out some more ballot boxes and start counting? I feel like that's kind of a repeat of 2020, and that's not fair. That's not honest. And that's what's going to cause 2022 to be fraudulent, is we allowed that fraud in 2020. We allowed it in the primary of 2022. And it's been going on for decades. So we need way more people involved than what we currently have. And you got to get up and do something, guys. We can't stay on the couch. Liberty is going to be lost because people are afraid they're going to lose their jobs. And that's not how it was meant to be. The founding fathers of this country give up everything. They give up their houses. They give up their families. And today I feel like people are more scared of losing their house or their car than they are of truly being able to live free. So, guys, Robert is stuck in there. We need to support him. Please, please, please take a moment and send him a letter. That letter is going to keep his motivation to stay strong. The energy I heard in his voice when he started talking about the letters yesterday was absolutely incredible. It truly is the fuel for him. So please write a letter. I have his address up in the description. Make sure you just click the little click more and you can see the address. There's also a link to the Baby Cyrus case in there. If you have not read up on that case, I would encourage you to go to the Baby Cyrus link and learn about what happened to Marissa and Baby Cyrus, because she's being charged right now. She is still facing jail time. Yeah, she did get her kid back, and they admitted they were wrong, but she is still facing up to 6 months in jail because when that officer said, hand over your baby and you can go on your merry way, she said, no, I can't. Like any normal parent would. So get to know that story, because that's something that is still happening in Idaho. She could go to jail. We need to stand beside her and say this is not okay and this is not acceptable in Idaho. and we're not going to accept this as the new normal. So get to know that case, get to know when the next court date is, and show up. Show up in numbers. Bring a friend. Bring 3 friends. We're not going to make a difference showing up in quantities of 10 or 15 people. Look at other countries. They have thousands and thousands of people that are showing up. Thousands. You know, in the heat of the lockdown, like, we had hundreds, but we never had the mass numbers of people that we're seeing in other countries. They're filling the streets, literally filling the streets to where you cannot drive a car down the street. You need to get online and figure out how to watch some news from other countries. It doesn't take much with a Google search. You can view live feeds from other countries and you can see the difference. We have to have numbers, guys. And we're not going to have numbers unless we start talking to people. Talking to people can be uncomfortable, especially talking politics, but our future depends on it. So do the uncomfortable, stand alone, do what Robert would do, and that's just talk to everybody. I mean, literally anybody. He will talk to anybody. And I think that's my cue that my car wants me to go inside. All right. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend, and hopefully I'll have some more information tomorrow, but I wrote some letters today and I'm going to get them sent off, and 153 more days to go. So I will talk to you tomorrow, and have a good night.